This Avancir tutorial covers item types and fields, how they are used within Avancir, and how to configure or edit your own item types and fields. First, we will cover item types. Item types are configurable segments within Avancir, meant to define what records are tracked in your account. Item types can be specific, like IT assets, or broad, like inventory. In general, if you need to track different data points for the respective items, it may make sense to configure a new item type. If records have shared data points, it may make sense to configure a single item type and capture the differences within fields. Fields are the individual attributes or data points on an item type. These fields can be configured to best provide consistent data collection and tracking for your item types in Avancir. Fields can be customized by field type, specifying what type of data can be stored in the field. Examples of this would be text, numbers, date time select, a single select list, or a set list of options. And there are several others to choose from. We can take a look at an example item type for reference. To view item types, navigate using the side menu to the Configuration dropdown. From the dropdown list, select Item Types. You will see a list of all existing item types within your account, as well as their description. To view an item type, double-click on the line item. We will take a look at the existing item type, Cases. Below, you will see the display name, plural display name, and description. In addition to those data points, you will also see a list of fields associated with the item type. Here we can see for cases, we are tracking quantity, which is a number, and also order ID, RFID, and barcode, which are all text fields. These fields allow us to structure what a given case will look like in Avancir. In addition to the field, we can also see the screen definitions for the respective fields. The field's Create definition determines what can be included on an item when an item is first created. Here we can see all fields are optional except RFID, which is required. For the optional fields, this means it can optionally be populated, whereas required indicates the field must be included. The field's Edit definition determines what can be changed or added once an item is created. In this case, all fields are optional except RFID, which is hidden. This indicates the field cannot be modified once the item is created. The field's View definition determines what is displayed on the item's grid. The Visible option means the value is displayed, while the Hidden option means the value will not be visible. Now that we are familiar with some of the concepts behind item types and fields, we can go through the process of configuring some of our own. To create an item type, navigate back to the Item Types page. To add a new item type, select the Add New button in the upper right bar. Provide the singular display name, the plural display name, and a brief description of the item type. Once the input data is complete, select Confirm in the bottom right to create the item type. The newly created item type should be displayed in the list. Double-click the item type to customize and configure fields. To add a new field, select the Add field on the right-hand side of the IT Assets field section. This modal will display existing fields and allow you to create new fields to associate with the item type. We can go ahead and create a new field. This will be a field to capture the potential categories of these IT assets. To do this, we will select Create New in the top right of the modal. First, we will select the field type. Because this field will be a set list of options, we will set it as a single select. Next, we will name this field Category. From there, we will want to populate the initial options for the single select list. To do so, we will select the Single Select List line item. The categories of assets we'd like to track are computers, peripherals, monitors, networking, and other. Once we are done editing, we can select Confirm in the bottom right to create the field. We can repeat this process to create additional fields. Once we are done, we can click Add next to Category and Quantity to add the fields to our item type. Then click the button in the bottom right to add the selected fields to our newly created IT asset. These fields will then be added in the default configuration, optional for create and edit, and visible when viewing. If you would like to adjust these values to match your requirements, you can do so by selecting the field definition you would like to modify and selecting the desired new state. For an example, we will update our newly created category field to be required on creation, and hidden on edit to keep this value from changing. We can click on the existing Create option and then select Required. Similarly for Edit, we will click on the current option and then select Hidden. Additionally, you may drag the fields to modify the order in which they are presented in forms and the default items display. To do so, simply drag the two horizontal bars to the left of the field name. Once you are done modifying an item type's fields, be sure to select Save. We can navigate to the IT Assets grid to see our newly configured item type by selecting the Items dropdown in the side menu and selecting IT Assets. Notice the newly configured fields will appear as columns in the grid, along with the default Avancir columns. If we create an item using the Add Item button in the upper right bar, we will see our category field is required due to the schema requirements we made. Now, if we create an example item, when we attempt to edit the item using the Edit icon in the upper right-hand bar, we will not be able to edit the item's category. This is due to us marking this field as hidden for the edit screen. That's it for this demo of item types and fields in Avancir. Check out our other demo videos or read articles in the knowledge base linked in the description for more details. Thanks for watching.